Hey guys, Roger 5 here with episode number 69 of our West Brom career mode on FIFA 20, kicking it off, showing you the previous results from the competition. So as you saw in the previous episode, we beat Juventus 2-1. Going through on aggregate, we will play Atletico Madrid in the next round. Between then, we beat Southampton 3-0 away from home and Huddersfield 2-0 at the Hawthorns. As we now travel to Madrid to take on Atletico at the Estadio Metropolitano. It's a really, really nice looking stadium, and it's actually got like the walkout down the steps. It's a really, really cool what EA have done with this stadium. But Atletico Madrid, we've obviously just faced Juve, one of the best defensive sides in Europe. We're playing on another one, probably the best defensive side in Europe in Atletico Madrid, one of the best defensive managers in Diego Simeone. Everyone works hard for this team, and if you don't, He'll just tear you a new one, basically. But Marlon breaks through the back line, drills it low, hard, and past Oblak. 11 minutes into this game, we're 1-0 up. We broke past the back line. It's all you need to break a defensive team down. All you need is pace and people running in past the back line. There's my tip. There's my top manager tip of the day. As 27 minutes into the game, they're working the ball around quite nicely actually, but it's intercepted by Mbappe. He's going to play it centrally to Dave Scott. Obviously, he's got Marlon, Havertz, Vinny, and Mbappe all making runs for him. He decides to go out wide to Mbappe. Look at the man in the middle in Havertz. Kai Havertz loves the Champions League, shushing the Atletico Madrid fans, and now he's just going to mock them. He's just going to do a little dance in front of them, take the mick really. But it's 2-0. He's doubled our lead. And we are loving life in the Champions League right now because we're cruising. We've smashed Juve. We are halfway to smashing Atletico Madrid. Semi-finals, we'll probably smash them as well. But Hysaj whips the ball across. Collins is going to punch it away to Mbappe. And the counter-attack is on as he drills the ball up to Marlon. Turns, looks to give the Barrett Jimenez. Does so with a really nice ball roll. Leaves so much space in the middle for Havertz. He's just got to get ahead of him so he can cut it back across. He does so. And 39 minutes into the game, one of the best keepers in the world, Oblak, has just been torn apart by our attack. 3 goals in the first half. And it's just beautiful. Yeah, 2 of them were cutbacks, but a keeper should be able to defend them as well. 56 minutes in, just before the hour mark, Chiesa takes a nice touch and gets past the defender. Saul strikes it. Well saved by Collins. It's going to force a corner. Chance here for Atletico to kind of get one back and to kind of get their foot back in the door as Saul whips the ball across. It's one of the worst corners you ever see as it doesn't even get past the first man. And Marlon's on the attack now. Plays the ball to Havertz. Havertz holds it up, threads it up to Mbappe. Waits for the Marlon run. Does so brilliantly and he threads it through. Better of Klosterman for pace. Cuts back inside. Lays it across to Mbappe. He's going to knock it forward. He's going to do a little fake Rabona. Whips it across to the back post in Vinicius Jr. He's there to head it home. On the hour mark, makes it 4-0. The former Real Madrid man makes it 4 against the Atletico Madrid team that we are just we're bullying them basically. 6 minutes later, we're not done. Mendy wants a goal for himself. Another former Real Madrid player there as Tonali receives the ball, charges forward, does so really nicely, cuts outside. Bit of step overs to just distract the man and plays it through to Mbappe really nice. He's got so much space, whips it across. Havertz is there on the scorpion kick, and Oblak saved the scorpion kick, but it fell back to Vinny Jr. and he dabbed on the haters as he made it 5-0 to West Brom. Imagine if that scorpion kick had gone in. It would be one of the best Champions League goals of all time. But unfortunately for us, alas, it did not go in. But as you can see here, the game is going to end as a 5-0 victory to us. And just take a look at Jan Oblak. He just does not know what to do. He's going to receive a hell of a bollocking when he gets into the changing room by Diego Simeone. As we go straight into the second leg. There was one game in between this and the next leg, but I just show that at the end instead of just putting a one game recent results on there. As we go to the Hawthorns, and 22 minutes into the game, so they've survived longer without conceding at the Hawthorns than they did at the Wanda Metropolitano. But we intercept the ball and Havertz plays to Dave Scott, finds Tonali, charging forward, always knows where to make the right pass, holds it up, just waits for his man in Dave Scott. Dave Scott takes the first touch into Mbappe. It's going to be laid back off to Dave Scott, takes a few touches, drills one. Well, not even drills one, just lofts one. Just a little slightest of dinks. And a little bit of curl, a little bit of whippage. Right into that past Oblak. Right into that top left-hand corner. 1-0 already. Things are not looking good. We're about to embarrass Atletico Madrid more than we embarrassed Juve. As Reece James intercepts the ball there off of Saul. Plays it to Nolly. Plays it right out to Vinicius Jr. Essentially back into Havertz. Options. Always got options. As Marlon takes down the ball. Looks to the better of Kamara. Does so really nicely. Cuts back inside. Finds Tonali making the run. He's going to play it first time over the top to Havertz. Punched right back to Tonali. Laid off to Marlon. Marlon's there to just knock it into the back of the net. Because Oblak left the line and left pretty much an open net for Marlon to just easily tuck that one into the back of. One of the best attacks in the world versus what I thought was one of the best defences. But obviously after a few years in career mode, their defence has obviously been torn apart and they've just not replaced them adequately enough. As Reece James once again intercepts the ball off of Saul, plays it to Tonali, up to Havertz. Havertz is going to turn play towards Marlon. Looks to the better of Kamara, does so obviously. He's going to cut, strike, score 3-0, 2 goals for Marlon, 8-0 on aggregate, and we've got 25 minutes to score 2 more goals as Havertz just tears that player there a new one with a simple little ball roll, but he just did not know how to defend it. As Chiesa actually wins back the ball there for Atletico Madrid and he plays the ball to Kovacic. Kovacic off to Partey. Got men to pass, who decides to go to Chiesa out wide. He then goes even further out wide to Saul, to Klosterman. Klosterman back to Saul. Reece James is once again going to win the ball back off of Saul. He's just his worst nightmare. Reece James looks to start the attack. Threads on brilliantly through to Havertz. Breaks the back line. 1-on-1 with the keeper on his left foot. There's only one outcome when Havertz gets on his left foot. It is that Havertz is going to score. And Havertz makes it 4-0. 9-0 on aggregate. Is there a comeback? Could there be a potential comeback here for Atletico Madrid? No one knows. Of course there's fucking not. We have just absolutely embarrassed them home and away as Riyad Mahrez here. Looks to keep the ball in, but it goes right out as Mendy throws the ball to Diallo. Diallo turns right into the path of Chiesa actually there, and he dinks it across to João Felix. João Felix is there to head it home, and they actually score off of that one. So it's our own mistake that they get the goal from. So you've got to consider that quite lucky as we enter the final minutes of the game. Unfortunately, we couldn't get that 5th goal and make it 10 on aggregate. But we do go through to the semi-finals after a 9-1 aggregate victory. And as you can see, after the first leg, we played Burnley in between and we won that one 2-0 away from home. We then played Liverpool and beat them 5-0, which is absolutely mental. And then we played Everton, so we had back-to-back Merseyside games and we beat Everton 3-1 in the Premier League. Pretty good performance there by us. And the final little game before the semi-finals, which this will reveal who we play in the semi-finals. We unfortunately lost in the semi-final of the FA Cup. We unfortunately lost that one at Wembley. We lost 2-1 to Man City. But we move right into the game against PSG in the semi-finals of the Champions League. Hope you guys are ready for that one. I sure am. If you guys have enjoyed today's episode, if you have, please like, subscribe, and